Hey, it's fully funded here. I retired in my 30s as a millionaire, and now I'm living off passive income. Let's talk. Okay, so the most annoying given advice I ever hear all the time in most videos is to reinvest your dividends. One of the main reasons why this advice is annoying to me is the fact that I think most people with common sense work in the mindset of trying to save as much money as possible would reinvest their dividends, especially when people are trying to invest as much money as possible. So when people repeat that as if it's a big deal, it's kind of just, to me at least, kind of like an unnecessary point to mention, right? And there's a few reasons I say that. So first of all, look, the biggest purpose I would say for dividend investing, at least for most people, at least for the average person, is to hopefully one day be able to use that income for whatever they want to use it for, right? So obviously, if someone's in their building phase, they probably will, um, yeah, somebody's in the building phase. Yeah, they probably will naturally reinvest whatever dividend they can just automatically. It's just nature, right? If you try to save money, you'll try to save as much money as you can. Same thing. If you kind of invest a lot of money, you're trying to reinvest whatever. So I think that's one of the kind of most lame advice that they talk about. Secondly, what it kind of does is it kind of makes it sound like if you do not reinvest your dividends, then your portfolio won't grow or whatever. So here's the thing. The whole purpose of dividend investing, in my opinion, is to basically have your cake and eat it if you're doing it the right way, which is that you want to get paid to wait, right? So generally speaking, what I'm doing right now in my personal stock portfolio, I'm living off of my investments where, like this year, for example, it's only PayPal, but I've made around 230K from price appreciation. Plus, during that period, I'm still getting paid, right? And I'm able to use that to live my life. Like the whole purpose of financial independence is just that you can live your life, but in order for you to live a life, you can definitely you can still leave price appreciation over time, and also you still meet what you call dividend growth, right? Or just you want to be able to keep up with inflation, because inflation is a real thing, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really like even other stuff like covered call ETFs. So anything that's going to give you a higher income now, but does not account for inflation over the years. So over time, your purchasing power dwindles. So the sweet spot, the best position that someone could possibly be in is when they hit the inflection point where they're getting enough money from their passive income, like from blue chip dividend stocks, where they already can get that. And then after that, they just let things grow over time. They don't, like, for example, my situation, do you think I really need to reinvest my dividends? No, right? The whole purpose of investing, at least for most people, financial independence is to become financially independent, where they can be free and not, it's not about, again, it's more about your life portfolio over your stock portfolio, right? Like I care about my life and enjoying my life and being free, right? And I don't want to be tied into, well, you know what? I want to reinvest this 7K a month just so that way it can grow even more and even more and even more. It's like, remember, we all have a clock. We don't know when we're going to pass away. We don't know when we're going to die. So I don't like the idea of this extreme theme. If reinvest as much of it as you can, like, of course, it's common sense. Yeah, of course, if I'm still in my building phases and I don't need those dividends, I will reinvest it. However, there's a bigger picture, and the goal is to be able to live off the dividends if you so wanted to, and if you had to. And that's the goal that people are trying to achieve. So, yes, like for example, then the income, I use SHD and SHY, those dividend funds. Again, like I said, there's price appreciation, there's healthy price appreciation, and there is dividend growth, especially if you already hit your inflection point, your number, or, where you can pay your bills, right? So from afar, some people say, hey, they keep telling me they see other portfolios that produce as less money than me, but producing more. But it's like, again, a lot of this is taxable income. They're still trying to reinvest their money, right? So I don't have to do all that. I don't have to worry about that because I make 230K extra this month while still getting paid, right? Outside of getting paid, right? My plus piece used to run up. So that's kind of the real way it's supposed to look when you talk about true passive income, right? It hits my bank account. I don't think about it. Everything's automatic. The credit card's automatic. Everything's automatic. It goes from my brokerage to my checking account, my savings account, which has a 3% yield. So everything's automatic. So anyways, that's just my thoughts.